Hello and thank you for tuning in to Millennium Movies. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Stranger Things Season 3 because yesterday Netflix dropped a nice little teaser confirming two things for us. The very first thing being that the third season takes place in the summer of 1985, which means there's been about a year and a half time jump. And the second thing being is the episode count. So we have 8 episodes, much like in Season 1. Not like season two. I mean, season two had 9 episodes, but I mean, really it was 8 because episode 7 we don't talk about that episode, but anyways, we have the episode titles as well, which led me and a lot of people who are fans of Stranger Things feeling like Charlie in that one episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like trying to take any little hint and clues that Stranger Things and their producers and their team over there that they give us. So we're gonna try and delve into some of these titles and see if we can decrypt anything and get a sense of idea of or get a sense of what's going to be happening in each episode based off the title names, because the titles usually have something to do with the episode. I mean, just go back and look at the titles for season 1 and season 2. They tie in with the episodes and what's going on inside of those episodes, usually often. So let's get into the first episode, which is titled Suzie, Do You Copy? So what can we take from that? Well, not much on this one. The only thing I can think of with "Do you copy" is I think of walkie-talkies as that form of communication. So we've seen, of course, the kids like Mike and Will and Dustin and Lucas all use the walkie-talkies to communicate with one another. So there's a possibility that maybe they meet a new friend named Susie, and maybe she goes missing or something. Who knows? Or the only other person I can think of would be Chief Hopper, and maybe episode 1 is really focusing heavily on his character, and maybe he's doing some investigating into some weird stuff that might be popping up, and maybe he's maybe there's a new cop on the job. We don't know. This Susie could be a brand new character who maybe goes missing or something pretty quickly into the season. So that's episode 1, Susie, Do You Copy? Episode 2 is titled The Mallrats, which obviously makes most people think of the Kevin Smith movie Mallrats, which is is a really good movie, and I like Kevin Smith. So the fact that that title is Mallrats, you think of Stranger Things, you think of that last teaser that they gave us that showed off like the mall, the Starcourt Mall, the one that showed Steve wearing the Ahoy chips, or not the Scoops Ahoy, excuse me, a little hat on, and he's working there with an ice cream parlor. So I imagine that episode 2 is probably going to be the introduction of that mall, and it's probably going to be, I don't know, probably a bunch of the kids just hanging out and messing around, maybe causing a little bit of trouble or something inside the mall. So that looks like that's what season 2 might introduce us to the mall. Episode 3 is titled The Case of the Missing Lifeguard. So this one's very interesting because if you weren't aware, I covered this in my last Stranger Things video. Francesca Real has been added to season three's cast, and she's playing. Apparently, she's playing like this popular lifeguard for the Hawkins community pool. So the fact that she's playing a lifeguard, and the episode is called "The Case of the Missing Lifeguard," I imagine that maybe her character is not long for the season, and this could be a potential spoiler that maybe her character is going to die maybe early on, or maybe she doesn't die. Maybe she lives. Who knows? It could be another Barb situation on her hands. Hopefully not. Rest in peace, Barb. But episode 4 is called the sauna test, and this really makes me think of the creatures inside of the upside down, and how the fact that they don't like heat, and that's what they did to save Will at the end of season 2, where it was basically like reminiscent of like an exorcist scene, right? Like taking the monsters from the upside down outside of him, right, to set him free. So maybe something could be going on there, where maybe some type of demogorgon or demodog, or I don't know, the mind flare returns or something, and they have to go back to burning it or something, because that the fire seems to be a weakness of the creatures inside of the upside down. So something could be happening there that's very similar to that. The next title is called The Source, and the only thing I can think of for the source is two things. Maybe this could have to do with the entrance to the upside down, where of course like the mind flare and the demodogs and all the other monsters inside there try and come into our world. Or maybe this could be relating to like maybe some other experiments that are going on. Maybe we'll find out in this episode about other gifted children like 11 and the other girl, who we saw and of course focused on in episode 7 in season 2. So maybe this could be an introductory to another gifted character. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But the title is very interesting for sure. Moving on to that, one of the one of the more curious, peculiar titles is called The Birthday, and I honestly, I'm just hoping that maybe that's just maybe one of the kids has a birthday and they all get like one episode just to be happy with each other and just celebrate because damn, these kids have been through so much. So just let them all be happy for one episode. So maybe that's what's going on. Hopefully that is what's going on there, and maybe that's a more lighthearted episode. Episode 7 is called The Bite. So this one's interesting. This makes me think of zombie movies, like Night of the Living Dead and stuff like that, which would fit this type of aesthetic of this show, right? So who knows what's going to be going on there, but maybe a new type of creature gets introduced where maybe one of our characters gets bit or something, and maybe it starts causing some weird, effects on them. Like, of course, like how the Demogorgon affected Will back in at the end of season 1 and going into season 2. So we could be seeing something unfortunate like that, which would suck for some of our or maybe one of our characters, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see on that. Or it could be a demodog bite, anything like that. But hopefully, personally, I'm hoping for a new type of upside down monster that's introduced that has some type of like toxic bite or something. That'd be really cool. But lastly, here, the episode for episode 8, the finale of season 3, is called the Battle of Starcourt. So going back again to the mall, which is apparently is going to be a big, a set piece for Stranger Things season 3, and apparently they built this mall themselves. So Netflix and Stranger Things ain't gonna build an entire mall set and not use it and not like mess it up and not go like crazy on it, right? So this mall is gonna be the center to some type of climactic battle of some sort, and it says it so much in the title. So I imagine that a lot of crazy stuff's gonna go down in this mall. It's gonna be an epic battle of some kind, and maybe we'll lose a character or two. Who knows? We'll have to just wait and see. But man, it does get me pretty hyped. It does get me pretty pumped to see that Stranger Things season 3 is coming around, sooner than you know. I think we can probably expect season 3 in the summer of 2019. Maybe anywhere from May to July. That would be my safe guess. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like on my channel, as it does help out my small channel a whole bunch as I'm trying to grow. But yeah, if you like this type of movie news content and TV show content, I talk about all things horror movies all the time. I recently just did a breakdown for the brand new Brightburn trailer, which looks amazing, by the way. I've got some Stranger Things videos coming out in the future, maybe some Walking Dead videos, some It Chapter 2 videos coming, and all types of other horror movies and horror shows. So if you like that type of stuff, then go ahead and consider subscribing. I'd love to have you stick around with the channel, and until next time, guys, I will see you all very soon.